So today, a quick video on how I replaced my shower valve cartridge to get hot water again. So stick around. So I had a situation recently where I went to give my little girl a bath, went to turn the hot water on, and there was no hot water. So it could have been a lot of things, but I know I had good hot water everywhere else. I know the hot water heater was working. And so the reality was there's something wrong in the valve. It was probably just a cartridge. So I'm gonna show you how I went ahead and replaced the cartridge in this shower valve assembly. So first thing I did is I turned the water off to this shower. I just went ahead and turned the water off to the entire house to make it simple. Then I'm gonna go ahead, turn the water on to get whatever remaining water out. So in this case, I just need to use an Allen key back in here to get this off. I'm not sure what size it is. Okay, to take this part out, really, this is wedged in there really good. The only really way to do it is to get a puller tool like this. So I'm gonna follow instructions of what this says to do. And it actually says to start with, there's a little tool that came with a new valve. Now this valve, or cartridge I should say, is for the Moen 122. When I got this, they didn't have the actual Moen brand, so this is a third-party brand that's supposed to be the same thing. So we're gonna hope it works. So I need to start with the little tool in here first. Okay. Okay. There is this dealio. You need to take that off and basically slide it on in here like this. With that, we're supposed to be able to loosen this thing up, kind of going like this and like that. And this thing is super wedged and it's not loosening up. Okay, the other thing I did, just to let you know, is I did spray some penetrant back in here last night, let it sit for a while. I don't think it's doing us any good. All right, so I don't think that's any good. So the next step is to use this thing. If you back thread, you can kind of see that basically these things fit right around there and grab in there like that. And then I'm going to screw this into the existing screw hole here. Screw this down as far as it will go. Okay, so I feel it catching now, so we're starting to thread into the valve stem. There we go. And it says not to over tighten. So now what we're gonna do is crank that down. And now supposedly, we're supposed to just be able to pull this out like this. And that's not working. So the next step is to take this, put a wrench on it, and turn it. Okay, so we're doing that, and it's still nothing, so I'm gonna crank it again. Still nothing. Crank it again. All right, so I think something just gave. So, okay, so now the problem is I've got it, but these little fins are in the way, so I can't really turn that anymore. I basically tightened it so much that these are butting on it, so I can't really do that anymore. These little plastic tabs are getting in the way of the puller parts, so I'm just gonna try to break those off to give me more play in the puller. So using a needle nose pliers, and we'll do the same thing down here. Now, should be able to put this back on. And now this plastic tab shouldn't be getting in the way. So I should be able to crank a little bit further on this and see what we can do here. There's some play. Okay, I can get it to spin now. Here it comes. Man, it's a pain in the butt, but it is coming. Okay. Ay, 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 ay. That was broken off, and that one just fell off. Okay. A little bit of a problem. You can see the tip of this is still in there. Alright, let's see. Okay, there's a piece of gasket that came out. Great. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some steel wool and clean out the inside a little bit since I had some extra debris in there. I just want to clean up the internal edges as best I can. And now after the steel wool, I'll just wipe out the inside with the clean rag just to kind of confirm I don't have anything that's going to mess up the new valve. So now I've got the new valve. I should just be able to slide it back in there. The valve comes with this little grease packet, so we're going to grease it up. This grease, and we're going to grease up the seals here. So put some grease on that one. Put some grease on that one, and then the seals up here. And we're just going to kind of wipe all that around. Okay. Get this bad boy all greased up. So one thing I want to do is I see there's an HC label up here. I guess that means hot cold. That's how the old one was facing. So I'm going to place a new one in the same way. And just kind of shove it in there. All right, it is in there. And then now all I need to do is put this little safety pin back in. Okay, so I just turned the water back on. Just gonna turn it on. This should be on. Okay, so that should be cold. So we have warm and cold water. It is working perfectly. Now just to put everything back on. Phillips head screwdriver. It's got to line up just right. All right, so that's nice. So now that's nice and rigid to the wall there. All right, so the next step is to put this back on, and that just slides over. Push it down. And then we've got this thing. All this is it helps you if you want to make the hot less hot, like a safety feature. So you can make adjustments with this on how far the hot water will go. In my case, I want to just go full blast. So you put it in like that. So you put the handle on, got a few parts. Got to put this part on first. This end butts up to there. You take a Phillips head that comes with it and screw that. Okay, and then we've got this little Allen key that came with the handle, and then the handle is off. It just kind of fits right into place there. And then we're going to take this, and underneath here is the hole. And I'm doing this upside down because I don't want to turn the water on right now. Turning it righty-tighty until it snugs up. So there we go. We are done. Turn it on. Good, because we got full range. We have got full range, lots of water. We are cooking with gas. And then the last tip is just probably a good idea to put a little sealant around the trim plate. So that's it. I'm back up and running again, and I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Any questions, please leave them in the comments below.